And welcome Mr. C.J. Graham and Mr. Warren Gillette. My apologies. C.J. Graham couldn't be with us today. We have Kane Hodder sitting in for him.
You guys have some fun with it, okay?
Take a seat.
Right, you got your COVID-19 check?
Yeah, I'm here. Oh, wow.
Hey, everybody.
This is a big group we've got. Wow.
All right, guys. So welcome to Days of the Dead. How's the show going for you guys? Good so far?
It's been good.
Been great.
How are you guys feeling about most importantly?
Yeah.
Everybody glad to be out of the house?
Yeah. Got your house smaller. I'm so happy to be out.
All right, so let's lead off with what you guys currently have going on. Any projects you're working on, any interests you got going, any hobbies you might be working on, things of that nature.
Sure. Can I take my mask down?
Yeah, by all means.
Now I can breathe. Thank you all for coming out. Wow. Thank you for being so supportive of Jason, too. I'm really grateful. It's been amazing today so far. So to answer your question, I have developed a project. It's entitled Bloody Social Nightmare in Palm Beach, with a tagline, blood is thicker than money. And, you know, I've been around the game for a while. I've been in Screen Actors Guild since 1980, and so I guess my dream would be to produce my own film, own my own brand. And there were some unusual circumstances that unfolded in my life, so then I decided to parlay what happened to me and to try to make a positive out of a negative. So we all know that this brand was built around revenge of the death of the mother for umpteen years. We're still talking about it, right? So I had a tragedy in my life. My father mysteriously, suddenly has lunch and drops dead on Friday the 13th. And so that hit me pretty hard, and then I started weighing all the events that followed in the wake of his death, and I said, you know what, I accused his wife, my evil stepmother, of whacking him. So now we created a nightmare thriller in Trump's backyard, and it is called Bloody Social. And yes, Jason will be getting revenge over the death of the father. We've already done it for Mommy. I killed for Mommy. Now I'm going to do it for Dad. So I put the project together. We've done some successful Indiegogo runs, and now I guess pretty much we're going to put together a group of people to own the project and join a partnership offering, and then that will go towards making it an indie film shot in South Florida entitled Bloody Social. And we have a really cool website, bloodysocialmovie.com. You can check it out. Sorry for that long answer.
No, that's great. Thank you.
Well, the hour is over. We got to go.
That was 3 minutes. Come on. And you know, you got to have a vision. And if you hit it, and if you hit the vision right, I'm telling you, it could gross $100 million. That's where my thinking's at. And if you own the brand, you and a bunch of partners and people that love the industry, and they're supportive, and they help facilitate you making it, that's a home run. And today, everything's changing, you know, with theaters getting cut back, the pandemic. So it's all possible.
Well, that's an hour and 15 minutes.
That was 3.5 minutes. 6? Calm down, 6.
I forgot the question.
He asked us if we were working on anything, any projects,
No,
any entertainment
what I'm
business.
saying, a year ago, before everything dropped, I did a film called 13 Camboy. I worked there with Deborah Voorhees, Kane Hodder, Hugh Wallace is the lead in it, Corey Feldman, and a few others. So I know it's ready to go. I hear through the channels that August 13th will be distribution of it. Where that is, you know, with everything out there streaming anymore, it's you know, we'll see how Deborah puts it out. Other than that, you know, since last time I did a show, I moved to Montana. You know, I had a ranch in Arizona and decided, you know, Montana, here I come. So I took my horses, the alpacas and the bees, that's the beehives, with Montana. So other than that, just staying healthy like you. So not old enough to get a shot, but my turn will come eventually, right?
As long as everyone's keeping their distance.
Good job.
And wear your mask.
All right, guys, so what I'd like to give the audience an opportunity to ask some questions. So does anybody in the audience have a question?
Oh, we're done.
Not everybody does.
Okay.
Okay, so, wait, I saw one in the back.
Young man, that's you. Stand up. There you go. You were taught well.
A simple one, what's your favorite Jason movie you've done?
What's the favorite Jason movie that they've done?
Yeah.
Oh, there's more than number part 6? I'm sorry. I thought there was just one. Part 6.
I mean, like, your favorite, oh, I don't know.
I'm being sarcastic. I got the question.
I-
You know, what is our favorite Jason?
Our favorites have got to be art films, no?
Yeah, well, you know what? I thought, this is a personal opinion, I don't really have per se a favorite. I think all the Jasons that have done their jobs did it well. There's only, give or take, 9 of us, and a couple passed away. You know, everyone had part of the platform to get us where we're at today, which is iconic image worldwide. So I think each of ours were different. I was fortunate to be in part 6, kind of like the resurrection of Jason, coming back like Frankenstein, more powerful. So, and I was also fortunate to have Alice Cooper involved, who was a Hall of Famer doing the music. So I got real lucky, you know. But I don't think I per se have a favorite, actually. But I'm very grateful to be part of the Friday the 13th fan base.
All right. Warrington, did you?
No, I feel the same way, and it's just shocking that it's got such depth and such legs. It keeps going, you know.
Yeah, it's definitely it's a character that is known worldwide by just a single image. You know, and honestly, you're even seeing the brand cross platforms, much like with your shirt, the Punisher stole the Jason mask. You know, I mean, is the cross platform of the hockey mask. I saw a video game controller that was painted like the hockey mask. Yeah. So let's talk about the hockey mask for a minute. Let's talk about the first time you ever wore the hockey mask. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, first time I had a hockey mask on.
Yeah,
I don't normally wear a ice hockey mask, and I didn't really play too much ice hockey. I played a little bit in the country, but nobody wore a mask, skating on ponds. But yeah, you know, I'm the first Jason to only kill without the hockey mask.
Oh yeah.
So part three was the beginning. So part three was the beginning era of the hockey mask.
Yeah, you're stumbling.
So no, technically,
It's okay.
the question was
Not
really
you,
for
yeah.
you. The question was really for you, CJ.
What?
The question was really for you.
All right, so the first time I put the mask on, there's a scene where Jason stepped
No, not Friday the 13th.
What mask?
Talking about when you were in the nightclub.
What's that got to do with a mask?
Because weren't you discovered dressed as Jason?
I was discovered yesterday.
Huh?
I was discovered yesterday.
Well, 10:32 this month.
So you're
But
talking
weren't you,
okay, so just
in
so
the
everybody
door in
knows,
New York
So
wearing a
I was
just so
told
everybody
to
knows,
throwback.
I actually was running a club. I was a GM of a club, 15,000 square feet, big ass club in LA. I had a hypnotist on Thursdays, and the people that are called Real Effects had done part 4 with Ted White, and they told the hypnotist, why don't we do something with a Jason character for the subjects on the stage? We'll put CJ in the costume because his big ass will fit like Ted White. And when I say this, the rest is history, because when I came through the screens, they just kind of went, ah, and they did say, we're going to cast you for the next Jason. And I looked at them like, yeah, whatever, you know, yeah, sure. Heard that shit before. However, a couple months later, I got a phone call to go to meet Frank Mancuso Jr. and Tom McLaughlin and Michael Nomad, stunt coordinator, and sincerely, the rest is history.
So, when you actually took the role as Jason and you went into costuming, and they costumed you up as Jason for the very first time, whether it be with or without the mask, what was that feeling like? Was there a change in your attitude? Did you become that character?
Well,
Did it envelop
in
you?
my case, okay, I didn't really know because Jason, I thought it was like a joke or a novelty. I didn't really know. And, you know, we all went to the first one and like, oh, okay. You know, it was Mrs. Voorhees was doing all the killing. So, I don't know. Then he come up out of the lake and everyone is shocked and overwhelmed. They're like, okay, now the next time he's coming, you didn't really know what the hell to expect. And in my film, nothing was done in chronological order, pursuant to the flow of the story. So now all of a sudden you're in the makeup thing and they're creating you as Jason. You didn't really know what to think or what to expect. Because you had no frame of reference. You're like, oh, okay. And if you've never jumped through a window before, you know, okay, good. You're going to dive through that window. Like, oh, okay. Sure, good idea. So it was overwhelming for me, and I was young. It wasn't like I had 20 years experience on the Hollywood sets as a highly accomplished stunt guy, you know, Hal Needham type guy. No, this was all new, and everybody was young. All the kids, the campers, we were young. I was about 10. People say, well, Warrington, how old are you? I don't know. When did the film come out? I don't know. It could have been the late 80s. Because, you know, we don't want to date ourselves with something realistically. Oh, my God, it come out in, what, 1982? Where were you in 1982?
I'm 64, what's the point?
All right, brother.
My birthday was yesterday, so 64.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
See, I got it down to a system, and I don't care how old you are or not old. If you're a badass, you're a badass. If you're goofy, you're goofy. And if you want to be all the above, it's good too, to be fair. So,
Well, what if you're living in denial and you cannot accept your actual age? And you walk around thinking you are dramatically much younger.
Have you heard how old he is? He hasn't said it yet.
Because I'm living in denial.
Well, I'll tell you right now, this young man back here, how old were you?
I'm 14.
15? He'll be 15 real shortly.
50.
The interesting thing, you think about that, some of you folks that are 30 or younger, it wasn't even a squirt when we did this movie. I mean, think about that. And for us to have the longevity 3 decades later, some people 4 decades,
And we're still talking about it.
you know, it's an honor because, guys, I mean, the hockey mask itself, in part 1 or part 2 doesn't matter. The actual Jason character has just become a worldwide phenomenon because of you. You know, and so I'm just humbly
I think
appreciative.
the bulk of the people are seeing it for the first time, and they've gotten the DVD box set or the Blu-ray set. It keeps getting re-released. Then they see it, they go, oh my God. Well, they didn't see it in 1982 at the movie theater.
No, they've seen it
And then they
now.
walk up to your table, they're so excited with the character, and then you're flattered that they're so excited with Jason. Well, when yours come out, I just don't know. I'm not sure on that one. Because they just saw it for the first time. Or they played the video game and they played that for the first time. And they're like, wow.
Yeah, I think Jason's one of those few iconic characters where, like, you know, I think people actually root for him over his victims. You know, usually people don't root for the murderer, but I think people kind of...
Oh, not to bring it back. The issue with my father that made the whole damn thing so absurdly insane, he has lunch and drops dead on Friday 13. So then I really go, my God, this is insane. So anyway, I don't know for you, CJ, but this number 13 keeps rolling into our lives. Whether it could be lucky or whatever, unlucky, it is playing a part of our lives. As our lives all unfold. You know, your life is a collection of chapters. Hopefully they keep getting better. But yeah, that 13 number, I know for you all, it keeps popping up in my life. You?
I'm a closed book. 64.
But this
There's no
13,
more chapters.
has 13 haunted you at all?
No, it's a Templar number. No, Templar.
Temple.
The Templars. 13 was our number. Right? You guys didn't know that, or you did?
Yeah, that's why I said number 13.
Yeah.
You know, badass. So, I'm Norwegian, so to me, I just look at it as 13 as just another number. But I've always thought it was a powerful number. I've never seen it as a negativity. You go in any hotel, you don't find a floor number 13. If you ever
Or
think
office
about
building.
You're in an office building, they just don't, I don't know why. I mean, But for me, I always just thought it's another number. In fact, I think it's probably one of the more favorite numbers out there. You see a lot of professional football players in basketball using 13 now. So, but yeah, there's been skepticism over the years, and some people just feel it's bad luck. That's personal opinion, that's okay.
Well, the soccer team was supposed to fly on Thursday the 12th. I think they're one of the Andes Mountains. And inclement weather caused the plane to be delayed. And then they fly on Friday 13th. And that's the story called Alive.
God, you're just full of love, aren't you?
We're only discussing how Friday the 13th has played a role in our lives, And it got kicked off with stomping around in the woods, and it keeps on with us. That's all. And I view it to be lucky because we're lucky to be part of the brand, right?
True.
Okay. Come on, man.
All right. So let's talk about working on the set and doing these movies. Did you by chance get any cool piece of memorabilia or maybe a cool piece of costuming? CJ, did you keep any of the hot
Well, I
dogs,
didn't
anything like
steal
that?
anything, if that's what you're saying.
Statute of limitations is over, man.
But I do recall my bag had a couple masks in it that, I don't know, when I got back to my trailer one time, I was like, hey. And so I did keep them. One of them a few years ago, somebody offered me $5 for it, and I gave it to them. And the other one is in a shadow box in my office. So I ended up with a couple hockey masks. Part of the iconic image, so pretty cool.
Weren't you that much?
They take everything, the art directors take everything. They told me I could keep my teeth. And for years I kept them in this box. I'm like, what am I doing? Because they sent me to a dentist to try to create the most horrific dental problems anybody could ever have. So they cast your mouth, and then they made a set of dentures to go in the top and the lower. Yeah, so then when we kind of finished everything, you couldn't take any clothes, no boots, but here are your teeth.
Did you keep them? Are you still have them?
I kept them for years, but I don't know.
Sounds
We
like
had
you
a fire.
discarded
I had a fire in Malibu and a bunch of stuff burned, and so I said, "To hell with my teeth," Jason teeth.
Oh, good. All right, so I've got time for a couple more audience questions. All right.
It doesn't have to be about the Friday the 13th project. Just in general, with projects or your personal life, what do you like? What's the most important thing that you want people to know about you?
Are you asking me?
Both?
CJ?
Either of us.
Like,
Go
what do you
ahead.
value most about yourself that you want to share with people?
Well, I don't know. You're a free spirit, and then you view yourself to be a really creative person, and you're not afraid to take chances to try to make things happen in your journey. I'm compassionate. I love animals, horses, children. I'm not. It's you have this image that, oh yeah, you're a Jason. Like in my case, they keep referring to me as the slasher. Well, I'm not a slasher, so I like to remember that, no, this guy is nothing like that character. But yet we're posing and taking pictures with blood everywhere and machetes waving in the air. I mean, I want to be remembered as something else. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
I mean, we make believe and we have fun with it, but yeah, you want to be, you want to be remembered for other things, not the slasher.
Me personally, I just want to look to you and honestly say thank you. Humbly appreciative that I've been able to do this with the film 3 decades later and still get the recognition. Some of the greatest times I have are just talking to fans about the movie. 25 years I ran Casino Resorts as the chief operating officer, general manager, and I was fortunate that of the 2,500 employees, give or take, that a lot of those became senior executives. In fact, 3 of them are senior vice president, general managers right now of 3 of the 15 most successful casinos in America. And I had the pleasure of working with them and being part of their training both ways. It's a 2-way street. So I'm good. I mean, I retired 4 years ago. I have a ranch. Like I said, horses and bees. If anybody's ever worked with bees, they're fun. And I got some alpacas. They're just as cool as can be. So, you know, like he was saying, everything is in chapters, and when you close a chapter, the next chapter, you move on. Otherwise, you become dormant. I've always said very simple. There's 3 words: qualify, quantify, simplify. Why is it got to be complicated? Pretty easy.
Very good.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So if I can ask about the bees real quick.
Yeah.
Do you use them to produce honey or?
No, they naturally produce honey. So
Right.
about June of every year, you go into your hives and you pull the honey out, the combs, and you can take it. I do it manually, scrape it out through screens, jar it, keep most of it, and I send some to friends. The nice thing about bees, having your own bees and honey, is when you buy bee stuff, I call it bee stuff, from the store, it ain't that good, I'll be honest. Because they mix multiple different types of bees and areas into one big vat. And then they pour it into jars and ship it off. When you get a bee that's a local bee from your local area, 2 things. If you're one of those people that has allergies, take a teaspoon a day, because you're naturally getting the allergies into your system, and you won't have that allergy every year, and it works. But more importantly, it's clear, really a beautiful, beautiful gold color. You can see right through it. And you know what? I'll stick a spoon in there once, sometimes twice a day. And just it gives you a little bit of sugar, you know, high, but at the same time, you know, it's a great experience. I mean, you'd be surprised with the responsibility of bees for all your food that we intake. It's amazing.
Yeah, no, I found it really interesting because during one of these panels, I found out that Evan Furlong also is a beekeeper, and he's working at possibly producing bees on, honey on larger.
No, it's really, I mean, guys, I really mean it. It's too bad everybody can't have a beehive in their backyard just because of the value. And I don't mean monetary, I mean across the board.
Any other questions in the audience? How are you?
For CJ, what was your favorite kill from your movie?
Mine was the breaking of the sheriff's back. 2 reasons: extremely powerful. That just break the gives me just. But there's no blood, no gut. That's just true. Let me just snap a body. How exciting!
Jesus.
All right, next question right here.
So obviously both of you guys have moved on to new chapters in your life, but thank you for keeping this chapter open as well. I was just wondering, the dynamic between the 2 of you is so entertaining. Once you become a Jason, do you guys all become friends? You have your own little Jason club now? Are y'all friends?
No, they're all jerk-offs. I hate them all. I'll start the answer, you finish it. I think, you know, when you become one of the iconic images as Jason, possibly even Michael Myers, Leatherface, that you realize the importance of what you've been given to fans and then what you've given back to us. That's why I always say thank you to the fans. Yeah, we josh at each other and give each other a hard time. Hey, I'm Kane Hodder. Because we're wearing a hockey mask. You know what I'm saying? So if you really don't know what we look like, we can get away with it. Oh, yeah, more.
Yeah, I mean, if you know all, obviously we know all the Jasons. It's just like everything else in life. You're going to get along better with some than you are with others, right? And some are going to hate you. And then it's like, you run into some of those and they're like, they just nod their head. Like, you know. First time I met him, I mean, we were so opposite on the spectrum, but we've been great friends ever since. We got a call, and I got to go find the tape because I'm discussing it. So now I'm interested. I'm going to find it. We got a call to go on Good Morning America. I'll think of the woman's name. So here we are in the morning, live taping Good Morning America. And I think at the time I was working on Wall Street. So I come in a suit and tie, my next life or whatever, another chapter. And here's CJ Graham. Remember that?
From LA. What do you want?
Yeah. And I got to tell you, that had been maybe 80s? I don't know. But the brand went a distance, and then they started saying, well, where are all the Jasons today? This damn thing is up to part 7 or part 6. Okay, so let's do a story on where the hell are all the Jasons, and who are all these people? You remember?
They did part 6. Once part 6 was done, they started, okay, who is Jason? People magazine took all
Yeah,
the
People
photos,
did a shot.
interviewed everybody, and just tried
National
to get it back.
Enquirer, Globe did a big story.
I
Each
have-
one was uniquely different.
Yeah, they were. But as far as being, if you knew anything, you ask questions about us, like Derek Mears, when you meet him, he is the nicest guy. His heartbeat, he loves to get up on stage and improv. I'm not exaggerating, that's his heartbeat. I've seen some of his shows that him and his buddies done. He's done a ton of work. Jason is just a very small fragment, but if he had his way, he'd be doing improv all his life. He loves comedy and stuff. Kane is probably the best ambassador of all of us for the Hockey Mask. I mean, he has been promoting it for 30 years, and I mean promoting the hell out of it. So he's helped keep that alive. And start looking at Ted White. Ted White will sit up here on the meeting and say, and I've heard him say it, God, I've done over 100 movies, worked with John Wayne, and et cetera, et cetera. And everybody, and I didn't even get credits. I didn't want my name in the movie. But everybody knows me because I'm Jason in a Hockey Mask. I mean, goofy.
And he's 94 now.
Yeah, and it's just kind of go, and so I've heard him say it. And I just kind of like, Ari, if you catch up to Ari, he's not a boy anymore. I met Ari's got some great musical background in bands and stuff. I believe he's in Chicago now. So we know each other's background. Derry got married a couple of years ago. We kind of know what's going on. And so it's a very nice rapport, in a very positive way. That doesn't mean I'm not going to call Kane, goofy, or say, who? And it's just the way we do things. We did a show, I won't say where, but it was me and Kane, and his table was right next to the bathroom. So I went and got my picture and put Kane's office with arrows and put it above the bathroom. And he didn't understand what was going on for half the show until somebody, what's that? Siege! I mean, he had to yell all the way across the floor to me. You BJ! But we're friends. He lives in Utah. We kind of know where everybody is.
He's a prankster. So you could have, luckily, by the grace of God, you might have a crowd at your table. And this could hypothetically be at Indianapolis or whatever. Kane will come by and step on a stink bomb right in front of your table.
Yeah, that was hypothetical.
And ask you if he's
And
funny.
people will start choking and they flee away from the table. And then Kane's just sitting there smiling.
True story. I've seen him do it to me too. He'll go by the little spray. Cheech.
Yeah.
And everybody clears up. Well, it's not my fault you got nobody at your table. They're at my table. Get out of here. But he loves.
I send people to his table and say, how long have you been, how long has it been since you come out the closet? Okay.
True story. I have a picture of Kane. I'm not exaggerating. Choking a 10-month-old. Like this. And the kid is crying. Sort of.
Unbelievable.
And the same kid about 2 years ago came to see me and take a picture of me. He's full, 10 years older. He still has the picture himself. So we do know each other. We harass each other, but very appreciative to be part of the caliber of those folks that I've had the opportunity to work with.
All right, how about one more question for you?
There was one over here. This gentleman's had his hand up since the beginning.
He asked my question.
All right.
I want the favorite kill.
Oh.
All right, anyone else? Going once? Going twice? All right, guys.
Can I interject one thing? If any of you all want to join a partnership that's going to own this movie, you let me know. Because you know what? I'm grateful to be part of this brand. It's been enormous. The fans have been so supportive and so nice. Wow. But to me, it would be huge to make your own film. And then I would put everybody in it. It would be cool. It would be really something. And then have it be an enormous success. And I know it'll be successful, particularly with all the chaos going on where the story takes place in Palm Beach. So anyway, we'll make a dramatic thriller. And yeah, I want to make it open for people to be part of it and to be owners of it.
So, if you don't mind me asking, as far as development stages, do you have like storyboarding, scripting, anything like that yet, or you just?
Yeah, we have a script, and I've been developing it sort of for a period of time. and it's been written about maybe 10 times in the New York Post. It's been in a Disney book discussing. It's been a massive amount of press while it's been in development, which I've been paying for. But if you do we have a screenplay. Yes, we've had readings, and then you make a certified budget from a line producer that's going to really sign off on what will it take to make this project, and then you have people join a partnership that will own it and make it, whether it's $3 million, $4 million, $5 million, and get it sold all over the world. And yes, CJ will be in it. Yes.
For you folks that are, Friday the 13th, Tom McLaughlin is here, the writer-director for Part 6. And I don't think he's going to divulge too much, but he has talked about on a regular basis that he's written a new script for Part 13. If you get a chance, go by and try to pry it out of him. But he's doing what he can to see what he can bring Mr. Miller and Mr. Cunningham together to work on a project, because it's been 11 years, give or take, since Derek stepped on in 09, I think. And there's just been some differences of who owns the product between Mr. Miller and Mr. Cunningham. Until they resolve that, but I hope those two folks don't forget what had us at this point of disagreement: success. So when you get a chance, go bug Tom a little bit, see if he'll divulge some of the script that he's written. I know a little bit, it's not my place to say it is, but very interesting and completely different, but still Jason as the hockey mask killer, same location, the camp, like it should be. But sometimes it's best to get back to basics, and that's kind of where Part 6 came back and landed back to basics. I mean, I don't want to go to space, sorry. It's just not my thing. And I don't want to get on a boat. It's just don't want to do it. Just get back to the basics. Remember I said qualify, quantify, simplify? Why is it got to be complicated? You folks want to see our movies because they don't have a green screen. I love Fast and Furious, guys. But how many times can you jump out of a friggin' plane, land on a tank, and 50 feet over and stand up straight? I can barely get down this damn thing, So, just, you get a chance, go by and see if Tom will give you some information. But if he gets it on, it'll be interesting to see how the character has developed since 09.
All right, ladies and gentlemen,
Okay.
thank you for coming out. Please do me a favor, make sure you stop by and see CJ and working at the tables, grab some autographs and some pictures. Guys,
Thank
thank
you
you very
all.
much for coming out. You guys are way back. CJ, turn away from the put your hands together.